and welcome to Enquire to Choir. My name is Eva and I'm here to help you, fellow choir people. Just in case you are new here, Enquire to Choir is a channel dedicated to helping people working with non-professional choirs. You can go through the videos to check it out, and if you like it, please subscribe. New videos every Thursday. Okay, so today's topic. You know the drill. Rehearsal started 15 minutes ago. You've already told your choir the information they need to have, what they're working for this rehearsal, and probably even you started your warming up. And then, after 15 minutes in, this person comes in. Of course, it disrupts everything. You can't ignore it. You are questioning why they are late. You, as the choir leader, feel disrespected and you worry about how this late arrival is going to affect other choir members. You have to deal with this person because if you don't, it can create a domino effect on the other choir members. So they all feel the liberty to come in late. So for this very reason, the topic for today's video is how to deal nicely with that one person who is always late for the rehearsal. The key word here is nicely. Yes, when you have a certain problem and you are the chief person in the choir, you could just angrily, in front of everyone, belittle this person and tell them what it is. But I try not to do that. For two reasons. First, I don't want negative energy in the choir because I'm very much aware that the biggest reason why people are in my choir is because they want to feel good. If I say something very harsh and direct, it can seem very negative and against my policy. I know some of you may be thinking, "You're such a wuss, just confront them, don't care about their feelings." My response to that is, yeah, maybe, but most often those choir members are my friends, and they have been for a long while before they entered my choir. The second reason why I try not to do that is that the response often isn't very effective. In most cases, I could just lose the singer. And to be honest, those kind of people tend to be the best singers in the choir. Haven't you noticed? I don't know if the irony is real only in my case on this one. And even if that person stays in the choir, nothing really changes. So these days I try to find another way right away. And that another way would be the indirect way. Let's start. How to deal? Well, first observe. Observe how the person behaves when they eventually arrive to the rehearsal. Are they in a hurry? Are they rushing? Are they trying to come in as quietly as possible, as quickly as possible? If so, my first step would be to ask the choir secretary, and you know who the choir secretary is because you have watched this video here, if she or he knows why this particular person is consistently late. Maybe the choir secretary knows that this person is coming from another obligation and always rushing. And if that is the case, that's okay. Let it go. Other choir members probably already know that that is the case and they don't worry about it. And you can try to ignore the disruption of the rehearsal and eventually nobody will even notice it anymore. But if it becomes obvious they're late just because they're late, well, that's different. Then my first step would be also to contact the choir secretary and tell her or him to tell this particular person to stop being late. Or I would tell them in person, privately, this very same thing. Simple, don't be late anymore. It comes off as being disrespectful to the choir and to me is often effective. But sometimes it is not effective, so if that doesn't work, you have to acknowledge it during rehearsals. Dum dum dum. It's not so bad. The key thing here is to speak to a group, not to a particular person, but with a twist. Next time, start your rehearsal normally, as always. And when that person comes in, Let them settle in the rehearsal, find their seats, take off their coats and stuff. You finish the warming up or whatever you have been doing at that particular moment, and then tell the whole choir. You know, to have an effective rehearsal, all choir members should be on time. If somebody is consistently late, it messes up the concentration. So let's put our best foot forward not to be late for rehearsals, okay? Let's move on. When you say it like this, everyone will know that you were aiming for the particular person, but you didn't say her name. Hopefully, this particular person realizes it as well and takes the hint. If that doesn't work, try doing this. When that person arrives for the rehearsal, stop everything. Stop everything that the choir was doing. Stop warming up, stop talking, stop, I don't know, whatever you were doing, stop it and wait for that person to be seated. Just wait. This is an extra minute or two you're giving up, and your other choir members are waiting while this particular person is the center of attention. That should do the trick after a few times you've done that, if it didn't work immediately. The point of this act is to let this particular person see they are disrupting the rehearsal and let them feel the guilt. If it doesn't work immediately, be persistent. You are showing your authority this way. You are in charge of how the work progress is going, and you control that for these few minutes nothing is going on and nothing is evolving. And yes, there are some particular persons who will treasure the extra attention they're getting from it and will continue to do it. They will continue to be late. But the power of a group, the power of choir. Eventually, somebody will shout during those few minutes of silence and nothing going on. Something like this. Oh, come on, stop being late. Or if that doesn't happen, people will start to come to that person privately after rehearsals and tell her or him to stop being late because it's annoying. Get it? The extra effect you get with this act is that the choir bonds over this matter and the soloist has to bind with the group, which works for the choir. And that's it. I really hope this was helpful. If it was, let me know by liking this video. If you wish to contact me, you can find me on Facebook and you can subscribe to Enquire to Choir because there are new videos here every week. Conduct well, conductors, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye!